Alright guys, and welcome back to the Little Lawton Gaming channel. Today we have a brand new series for you on F1 Manager 2022. This one is specifically for YouTube. It will not be streamed, so it'll be a much more cut down version than what we are seeing from the Mercedes series. In this series we're going to be Alfa Romeo and we're going to be building them up. Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou. Will they be the team we're hoping for? I have my doubts. We may be replacing one of them at the end of the season, and I may have maybe already made my mind up on that front. But I'm buzzing to get this game on the go, this series on the go. So let's get straight into it. So before that first race weekend in Bahrain, I don't really want to do too much, and I specifically don't want to build any facilities, develop the car before I really know where the car is at in terms of performance. I think in Valtteri Bottas we've got a bit of a coup in an 87 rated driver, and Guan Yu Zhou being 79 rated. There's bits and bobs that we could probably do with getting him to develop, and when he gets development points we will certainly be using those to make him better. He's only 22 years old, so there is potential there to get him much better than he is right now, and I hope he does develop in the right way. But other than that, let's head straight to qualifying in Bahrain. Right, so here we are at Q1 of qualifying. We're about to send the drivers out for their first laps. Bottas, I can send out. I thought I couldn't for a second there. So we're going to send him out first. And then we will send out Guan Yu Zhou. And I'll show you the first laps. And then I'll show you the last couple of minutes of qualifying, where we'll obviously get to know a bit more of where we're going to be and whether we will make it into Q2, which is our target. It is our sponsor's target, so we'll not get a nice bonus if we get there. We should. Alfa Romeo do have the ability, so we should really get there. We're going to now send out Zhou. There's plenty of space between him and Bottas, and we can then speed this up, and we will then watch Bottas's lap. So here we go. If we put it onto this, Valtteri Bottas does the first lap of the series, and we'll see where he can put the car. Fingers crossed it's in a nice area. He's doing very well, moving the car nicely through the corners, and I think obviously I'm expecting him to qualify higher than Guan Yu Zhou just because of his rating alone. He is getting a little bit caught up here behind. What is that, an Aston Martin maybe? I can't tell it from here. Yeah, an Aston Martin. He's getting a little caught up behind an Aston Martin, so he could be a little bit of trouble potentially. Last thing he wants to get caught up behind him, really. He's going through. Have a quick look at his lap times. 27.1, 27.4 for Guan Yu Zhou. He needs to get past this car. And he lost it a little bit on exit there, riding the dirty area of the Aston Martin. A 40.9 is purple, but we expect a little bit better. Zhou's about to come around for sector 2. Oh, wow. So even stuck behind this car, he's putting in some brilliant lap times, and he went quicker than Stroll. He was ahead of me. He went 1.2 seconds quicker than Stroll, and he has gone quicker than Magnussen and Ricciardo. And Guan Yu Zhou, don't want to do that. I want to watch him. He's about to come around the final corner now, and I think he is going to be a little bit off the pace. So across the line he goes, and Zhou puts himself third. He's not actually that far off the pace of Bottas in the end. I thought it was going to be a much bigger gap. So we have just sent the lads out for their final runs in Q1 to just secure, hopefully, our place in Q2. Only 4 tenths to Mick Schumacher, who's in 16th place in the Haas. Ricciardo in the McLaren is in trouble, and the two Mercedes had two very poor opening laps, both 1.5 seconds off the pace in general, and only 2 tenths. Only 2 tenths off being knocked out in Q1. So Valtteri Bottas, we will speed up 2 times till we get round, I think. He's got Zhao right behind him. You might say he's giving Zhao a bit of a tow, and that could see Zhao get a quicker lap time, but I don't see it like that personally. I don't think Zhao's gonna get a tow and benefit from being behind his teammate here. They're gonna make it anyway, comfortably. Oh, he's gone wide. Bottas, that isn't what you want to see. Just before you're about to go and set a lap time. That'll compromise the pace going onto the straight. And here he goes. What can he do? He's got Zhao behind him. Just a slightly better time will really suffice. So we want to see green in Sector 1. I don't know if we will with Bottas after the going wide in the final corner. No, we don't. He's slower in Sector 1, but Zhao is green with a 27.2. But he's still slower than Bottas in Sector 1. Bottas' Sector 1 was a 27.1, so he's still quicker, if not slower than his original Sector 1. And he's got, is that a Williams in front of him? Hopefully he doesn't end up catching up too much to that Williams, because that could really start to hamper our laps. So the session has ended, and everyone's got a few laps to put in now. Verstappen's gone on pole. But Leclerc's took it back. Fantastic stuff. Sector 2, he's slower. With a 41 almost dead. Russell and Hamilton have put themselves 6th and 8th. Zhao is also green in Sector 2. So right now, Zhao should improve. He should improve. He needs a big Sector 3. Valtteri Bottas trying to get the tow here. Puts himself 5th. What a lap in the end. And Zhao gets up into 10th. Both Alfa Romeos are through to Q2. Happy days. So on to Q2 we go. And we have not done a banker lap. This is, as you can see, 1 minute 51 seconds from the end of the session. And we're just going for it. We are just going for it. We are not doing a banker lap. We're going to hope that they can perform. I don't think Zhao's going to get into the top 10 anyway. Bottas, possibly. Bottas we have hope for, but I think Zhao, he won't make Q3. Not a chance. So we're going to be on board with Bottas again, as he is the lead car. Zhao should get round as he comes round the corner there, and now Bottas starts his lap. We'll slow it down and we'll watch this one. Oh, bit uncomfortable through that first corner now. Yeah, Zhao will definitely get a lap in. There he goes. So what are we looking for here? If we go onto the timing screen, we are looking for... It doesn't even tell us there. But 27.2, 27.2. And Valtteri goes with a 27.1. Big stuff. We'll speed it up. And we'll look at this because we'll be able to see Zhao's times as well, as he does a 27.3. Which, in all likelihood, is going to put him down this part. It's not great. So, what are we going to be looking at when Bottas completes Sector 2? We're looking at times here. We've apparently gone up, so we can't see. Bottas has done a 41, almost flat. 41.1. And Valtteri's gone 6th. Valtteri's gone 6th. What a lap. And Guan Yu Zhou, 11th. Oh, he just misses out by 2 thousandths of a second on Q3. Oh, that is gutting. It's literally, if he puts the pedal down that little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more braver, he could have got into Q3. But he just misses out. Bottas, though, quite comfortably getting into Q3. And hopefully, we might be able to disrupt these Mercedes, potentially. So here we are, back end of Q3 now. Once again, forgoing the banker lap and just looking and hoping he can put in a decent time. Qualifying 10th isn't the end of the world anyway, but obviously, we've looked like we've had the pace to compete with the Mercedes. And if we can do that, let's do that. I'm expecting Verstappen and Leclerc to better their times and get quicker as well. We might see a proper decent gap between the Red Bulls and the Ferraris and the rest of us, basically. So here we go. Valtteri Bottas. Come on, my friend. Prove that you are that driver that originally went to Mercedes. Prove that driver's still in there. And we can have a good Grand Prix here, hopefully. So looks like he's proper going for it so far, which is fantastic to see. We will be the last car to cross the line. So we'll know what times we've got to beat. We will know what times we've got to beat. It's a 27.1 in Sector 1, which is decent enough. Ooh, was that a little slow around that corner, maybe? Or am I being a bit harsh? It looks a little bit slow there to me. He comes around that one. Now he goes for it. Come on, come on, come on. So the Alpines are about to cross the line. Are they improving? Alonso does slightly. Ocon does slightly. Even though I'm going to have a Mercedes cross the line, it's Hamilton who does slightly improve. I'm guessing this one will be Perez. Yes, it is. Perez doesn't improve, nor does Leclerc. Russell improves slightly. Sainz improves quite a lot. Verstappen didn't improve. Bottas goes 6th. He separates the Mercedes. Brilliant drive from him. And there we go. We start 6th and 11th in our first Grand Prix. We could get some points here today. We could get some points. So it is race day. Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou. Valtteri starts 6th. Zhou starts 11th. And we now basically have to pick a strategy on what we think is best for these drivers. And in terms of Bottas, I think maybe the slightly more aggressive option is the best one. If we go for that, I think that's the best option for Bottas. And Zhou, we're actually going to make our own strategy here. So we're going to add a new strategy, which he will be on the mediums to start. And then hards. So mediums and hards, like so. I think that a one-stop for him could be the best option for me. The one-stop strategy, and potentially some points can come off that strategy for Guan Yu Zhou. Here we go. There we go. Bottas gets away. Well, he's up alongside Hamilton. Bottas up alongside Hamilton. Can he make the move? He's got stuck behind the Red Bull, has he? He's through. Bottas is through, but he's lost it back. Oh, I think Hamilton had the inside line. So he gets through. And Zhou holds P11. And Russell is going to get through on Valtteri as well. Oh, no. Not the best start for us at all. But Zhou has held P11. Let's have a quick look at Zhou. How's he going? So if we change the camera angle, he is right behind Ocon. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Yellow flag. Still yet. Perez has spun apparently. Let's have a look at this. It's like, oh, he just loses it. Loses it on the exit. So Bottas will gain some extra play, an extra place there, and so will Zhou. And the Red Bull team not happy as you'd expect seeing that. So Bottas He's trying to get past Russell here. Will he make it happen? Around the outside, maybe. On braking, he's held it. He won't quite make it stick. Close enough. He's going to have another go here, though. Come on, Valtteri. Come on, Valtteri. Oh, I don't think he's got the straight line speed against the Mercedes. And Zhao has got a move done now on Ocon, as you can see in the background there. And through he went. Fantastic to see, especially on the medium tyres. This is great progress from him. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, the team are happy, and believe me, I know. We are really happy with that. Bottas is ahead of Hamilton, yet they haven't actually come up with a highlight for that yet. But Bottas has indeed got up into 5th place ahead of Hamilton. He's actually ahead of Russell now. Valtteri Bottas is on fire. Here we go. We've got now the highlight against Russell, and it's DRS. And he is past. Fantastic stuff from Bottas. He's got pure pace going in that car today. And if he could maybe beat one or at least both of the Mercedes, it'd be fantastic. Right, so with things now settling down a little bit, Bottas is in 7th place. He's under threat from Alonso. Both Mercedes and an AlphaTauri have got past him as things stand. And he is struggling a little bit now. But Zhao, comfortably at the moment in 9th place. He is a hell of a lot off the pace of Alonso though. But soon enough, we'll actually quickly do it now. We'll be able to put these guys onto neutral. So they haven't got a harvest anymore. And they can just attack. And we'll just keep an eye. Because when it hits the time where we can bring him in, we will bring him in. So we've just got to keep an eye on that. But Zhao at the moment is doing okay. And that's good to see. Sector 2, there's an issue. Stroll, we don't care about that. So he's asking us to get him in. We will get him in. We're not going to go long, mate. No, we're not. We're going to put you onto mediums and maybe we'll go long on the mediums. But that is all we're going to do. So Valtteri Bottas, will he dive into the pits this lap or did I do it too late? No, he will indeed be diving into the pits for our first pit stop of the series. Come on, Valtteri. You can do this. Put him on neutral. How is Zhao doing? He's up in 4th. He's got a nice gap. So we'll actually put him onto deploy for a bit. Get him going a little bit because he needs to have a big stint now. He's got a long way to go. But out Bottas comes. Is he going to be ahead of Alonso? He is. Just about. Out ahead of Alonso. And it's as you were really. Russell though. Russell's in a bit of trouble. Because if we now put him on aggressive for a couple of laps. Because if he pushes, we could make Russell staying out seem a really poor decision. This is where Russell's on medium tyres. No, he's not. He's on softs. But Leclerc stayed out as well. This is baffling stuff from both, in my opinion. Absolutely baffling. So we are now going to be bringing in Guan Yu Zhou from 4th place. Valtteri Bottas has the fastest lap, apparently. Don't think that will last for much longer. So if we bring him in, set him onto the hard tyre, that'll be to go to the end then. And hopefully he can make that happen. I don't know how much you lose, but I'm guessing we're going to be coming out 10th-ish. That's where I'd hazard a guess. Around 10th. So I'm going to get him to use all the rest of the tyres. Right, ignore you, mate. We're doing it. So we're going to deploy all that. We're going to deploy Bottas as well. We are going to put Bottas back onto standard so he's not pushing. And now he can go onto balance because he's got +2 laps to do. I completely forgot I'd had him on conserve fuel. And if we speed it up now until Zhao, who's got back ahead of Sainz, by the way. Right. Where is he coming out? That's the big question for everyone. So Bottas should go by any minute now. Gasly will be next. So it's a relatively clean one. He's at the moment in 9th. I think Sergio Perez may well get ahead of him. Bear in mind, a lot of these drivers do have to pit again, so Zhao has a chance here. He does have a chance. Put him on aggressive. Put him on neutral. And yeah, let's go. Right, so we're bringing in Valtteri. I think he doesn't have another pair of softs that are not worn. We'll have to put on one of these. Lifetime laps. Go for these ones. Go on, Valtteri. We trust in you, my friend. Did he dive in or did he go past? He went past. But he will dive in now. So he's come out behind Zhao by 10 seconds. That's what he's got to make up. He's got to make up a 10-second gap to Zhao, who's got to nurse his hard tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. So Zhao is currently sitting in 5th. Has Russell pit yet, or is Russell going to the end? Russell might be going to the end. I mean, I think his tyres might just die, but he might well be going to the end. But, I mean, Zhao's not far behind him, put it that way. Sergio Perez has given up on taking his hard tyres to the end. So I can only presume Russell will do the same, which will then mean we'll be sitting in 4th and 5th with a nice gap to Lewis Hamilton. So Russell has indeed pit and he's gone down to 10th place. We currently sit in 5th place. Gasly is behind us in 6th and we have a 7-second gap to Gasly. Bottas is 7 seconds behind Guan Yu Zhou, who currently sits in 4th place, 8 seconds off the podium places. Very unlikely we're going to catch Sainz though, unless there's a mistake from either of the Ferraris or Max Verstappen. And Leclerc has lost the lead because he went wide. He went wide and it's cost him. It has cost him from 1st to 2nd, and now he's got half a second to try and gain on Max. I'm sure he'll manage it. Zhao isn't going to be catching Sainz. That gap's now 12 seconds, but Bottas is catching Zhao. Bottas is catching Zhao, and we're going to watch the last few laps together. We're just going to speed it up a little bit. We're not doing anything. I'm going to let them battle at the end of the day, and when we get to the last few laps, then we'll watch it. In fact, what we're going to do is we are going to slow it right down. We're going to get on board with Valtteri Bottas. We're going to find the camera angle we want, which is the on board. We're going to put it on 2 times and we are going to watch and we are going to see whether he can catch Guan Yu Zhou in front. He's 2.2 seconds behind. He is dropping a little bit of time to Lewis Hamilton behind, and Perez is certainly a threat if Perez can get past Hamilton because he's flying. So if he could get past Hamilton, he could definitely close that 6-second gap potentially. But right now, Bottas is closing in on his teammate. I'm not going to tell them not to fight. I want them to battle. Let's see. I'm not going to help either. I'm not going to tell them to use their ERS. I'm not going to say anything. Let's just battle away, boys, and see who is the better driver. 1.3 seconds the gap. Perez is past Hamilton, and that gap is coming down now. 5.7 seconds. The gap to Sergio Perez behind, so Bottas knows he needs to get past Guan Yu Zhou and get past him quickly. And he's bringing it down. He will have DRS on this straight. Zhao obviously on those hard tyres. I think we could possibly actually ask him to push maybe a little bit now. We can. We will ask him to push. And same with Bottas. Ask him to be a bit more aggressive. And here we go. Zhao parks his car in the middle of the road. Bottas just wants to get past, and he's surely going to do it here. The DRS isn't enough. The DRS isn't enough for Valtteri Bottas on that occasion. Will the DRS get him close? It will. He's going to go for a dive down the inside. He's made it stick. Valtteri Bottas passes Guan Yu Zhao and gets into 4th place. Zhao now, we're going to have to basically manage him in the fact that we've got to try and keep that 5-second gap to Sergio Perez behind. As long as it doesn't come down too quickly, we will be fine. Oh, hang on, Guan Yu Zhao's got past. He's fought back, and Guan Yu Zhao has got past Valtteri Bottas. Are we just going to be dropping time to those cars behind, though? That's now the question we've got to ask ourselves. And if we are, then do I have to turn to Bottas and say, look, let's not battle here? Did he hit? Did he hit Guan Yu Zhao there? I know there's a way to tell him not to battle. There. Don't fight, teammate. I've got to do it because the gap was coming down heftily. Having said that, you know what? We're going to come round now and it's going to be 2 laps left. If we've still got a 4-second gap, surely it's not going to come down that much. Right now we're sitting in formation. It just feels wrong. It feels wrong. So there we go. Take it off. We've still got a 4-second gap. And every time they battle, they're slowing down themselves as well. Let's not forget that. So right now we're on board with Bottas. That don't fight your teammate is gone. These two are allowed to fight as much as they want. 3.9 seconds the gap. We can't lose it, surely. Zhao and Bottas, even though he's been told he can battle him, cannot find a way past Guan Yu Zhao at the moment. He's just looking at the back of that Alfa Romeo car and he cannot see a way through. What we'll do is we'll put it on standard. We'll put him on standard as well now. And round the outside, surely not. He has. Bottas is through. We're keeping out. We're keeping out, Guan Yu. We're keeping out. He's almost a second off now. Right, we have to do something here. Deploy. Use all your ERS. You've got to try and stay ahead. Let's go. We cannot lose 5th place now. It's too late in the day. We can't. Last lap for Charles Leclerc. I'm watching that gap. Can I watch Perez or do I have to watch? No, I can watch Perez. I can see the Alfa Romeos up the road. And that gap to Zhao is 2 seconds. Hamilton's got past. The fact that these two are fighting is helping Zhao right now. Sector 3. Who's made a mistake? Someone's made a mistake. Yeah. I know. But you've got 1 lap to go, my friend. You've got 1 lap to go. Would it make sense to go long? Well, we're on the final lap, mate, so there's no long here. The question is Zhao. We now have to watch Hamilton. On this final lap. He's got the gap down to 2 seconds. Surely he can't gain that much. I know Zhao's tyres are tired, and so are Valtteri Bottas's. In fact, Zhao's actually caught up to Bottas. Zhao is on the back of his teammate here. We're going to put it back onto neutral. He's got back on. And I think he's just run out of time as Guan Yu Zhou. I don't think he is going to find a way past Valtteri Bottas. It would have been epic if he could have. But I can't see it happening now unless he gets a really good exit here. Which he doesn't. And he's done well. What a drive from both of our drivers here. Valtteri Bottas, 4th place. Guan Yu Zhou, 5th place. And he started 11th. He's gained 6 places overall. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And brilliant. Brilliant stuff. A 4th and 5th in our opening Grand Prix. Just what you'd like to see. For Mercedes, though, that's very disappointing to be beaten by both Alfa Romeos. In the end, Mercedes and, well, Hamilton and Perez needed maybe a couple more laps to properly get in with us. But we defended it properly. We used the RS when we had to. And Guan Yu Zhou almost beat Valtteri Bottas. One more lap and I think he might have got him. One more lap. And there it is. All official. Valtteri Bottas 4th and 12 points. Guan Yu Zhou 5th and 10 points. What a first Grand Prix that is for us. The one-stop strategy worked a treat for Zhou as he picked up 6 places in that Grand Prix. 49 seconds off Charles Leclerc in the end, which is a bit disappointing, but you know, you're never going to expect to be close when you're a team like Alfa Romeo. It's big points to start the season for us. I just hope we keep on in this vein. If you have enjoyed it, then please do drop this video a like and give the channel a subscribe, because we are going to be keeping up the F1 Manager content over the next, well, year or so, depending on how long this game, whether it's a 2023 game, I don't know. There's going to be the Twitch series constantly going up as full streams, and there'll be this much more cut down version also going up probably once or twice a week, I'd like to hope. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys later.